What if the anime you grew up watching wasn't just anime? What if every episode was carrying a message hidden in plain sight that you were never supposed to notice? Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto. Different stories. Same architecture? Same hidden blueprint. The question isn't whether they knew. The question is, who told them? Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed, and I mean really noticed, that almost every major anime from Japan shares the exact same hidden architecture? Pattern 1. The hidden boss. There's always someone behind the throne. A world government. A shadow council. A figure no one sees, controlling everything. Not ruling. Controlling. Pattern 2. The pyramid structure. The world isn't flat or equal. It's a hierarchy built long before the story began. And the characters spend the entire series climbing it. Or destroying it. But nobody asks, who built it? Pattern 3. The magic system. Every fantasy anime has one. But look closer. The summoning circles. The hand signs. The pentagrams. The triangles and hexagrams. These aren't random designs. They're pulled from the exact same esoteric playbook. And this is where it gets strange. Because the symbols these manga artists are using, the triangles, the hexagrams, the Kabbalistic lettering, didn't come from their imaginations. They came from the same source. Jewish Kabbalah. Hermetic magic. Ancient esoteric systems that have existed for thousands of years. You could call it inspiration. You could call it coincidence. But when dozens of artists, across decades, across studios, keep drawing the same symbols, the same structures, the same hidden messages, you have to ask, is someone handing them the script? Let's talk about Mr. Satan. The bumbling, lovable, comic relief character from Dragon Ball. The guy who takes credit for saving the world, even though the real heroes did all the work. Everyone laughs at him. He's harmless, right? Here's what most Western fans never learned. The character's real name, in Akira Toriyama's original design, is Mark. In Japanese, Marku. Which is one syllable away from Mao, the Japanese word for demon king. The character's stage name, Mr. Satan, was so blatant that several religious countries refused to distribute Dragon Ball unless the name was changed. And in those countries, they call him Hercule. Problem solved. Except, the original name was never an accident. Toriyama knew exactly what he was doing. When religious distributors demanded a change, he said, fine. Call him Mark. Call him whatever you want. Because in Japanese, Mark is still the devil. He buried a pun inside a pun. The character was designed to slip past every filter. Now zoom out. Why does this matter? Because Dragon Ball wasn't some underground comic. It was one of the most successful media franchises in human history. Hundreds of millions of children, your generation, spent years watching a character named after the devil. And they loved him. That's not marketing. That's not coincidence. That's programming. And it raises a question that should make you very uncomfortable. What else were they programming into you while you were laughing? In Dragon Ball, there's a creature called Majin Buu. He's pink. He's childish. He can absorb other beings and take on their characteristics. He has multiple forms: Fat Buu, Skinny Buu, Evil Buu, Pure Buu. He regenerates from a single cell. He cannot die. Now, here's the question the anime never asked. What if Majin Buu wasn't a monster? What if he was a blueprint? In the story, Buu is best friends with Mr. Satan. Think about that. Satan, the character designed to normalize the devil's name for children, has a best friend who is an endlessly regenerating clone creature. The metaphor isn't hidden. It's the entire relationship. Now let me introduce you to someone real. His name is Kid Buu. He's a rapper, won Best New Artist in Canada in 2018. And in a live interview, On camera, he told the world exactly what he is. Quote, "My first gen was born in Jersey. However, I was cloned by Clonaid in Canada. My model number is 0112568. End quote. 11. That's the generation, meaning 10 prior versions came before him. 2568. That's his serial number. Which means, in just this one company's program, over 2,500 clones have been produced. And he said this, on camera, and nobody blinked. And here's the kicker. The company he named, Clonaid, held a press conference in 2002. They announced to the world that they had successfully produced the first human clone. The media laughed. The story was buried. Everyone moved on. This isn't fringe. In Hollywood, in elite circles, body cloning has been whispered about for decades. But now, celebrities openly brag about having multiple bodies. They call it a luxury. They call it an upgrade. They've reframed cloning as aspiration, and you were supposed to want one too. So let's connect the dots. A Japanese anime, funded by the same foundations that backed the transhumanism movement, introduces a lovable clone character. Decades later, real clones walk among us. And we were trained, from childhood, to find them cute. This brings us to the real question. The one that should keep you up tonight. If they've been programming us through the stories we love, since childhood, normalizing the devil, normalizing clones, normalizing a world controlled by hidden masters, then how many of the people around you, right now, aren't people at all? How many are NPCs? How many are clones? And how would you even know? That's what we're covering next. The NPC protocol. Who they are. How to spot them. And what they're building while you're not looking. You're going to want to see this one.